Sultan Al-Mazouki here together with his colleague who is Badr Mahmoud Abdul Bast. And it is you who are going to do the hard work, I think, and deliver this presentation. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank you all for attending this meeting, and also I'd like to thank Mr. Albert on that. Today we are going to discuss the centralized inspection system, and this is a system that has been developed here in RTA. RTA, this is our mission and our vision. Our vision, RTA was established in 2005, and it was to have a safe and smooth transport for all. So safe and smooth transport for all. Our mission, three things: we need to prepare policies and legislations, we need to adopt technologies and innovation approaches in order to achieve that. Also, we need to implement a world-class practices and standards. Those are the three pillars that we need to concentrate on that. We had challenges before implementing this system. These challenges, we have a different standard for pass and fail for the test centers that we have. We have no single end system, meaning that different testing centers that have different systems, and each testing center has his own system. We have difficulty in collecting data and information from those centers. We have difficulty in controlling and difficulty in the governance. We have at that time 11 inspection centers or sites. We have 47 testing lanes. We have around 188 inspectors. That was in 2009. We have different timing between center and center. And also, it was difficult to measure customer satisfaction. So we have implemented the CIS. And what is CIS? It aims to create a central system that captures all the details of vehicle inspection. It also will help us to audit the vehicle inspection and vehicle inspection activities in Dubai. The vision was to have a system that governs all different sites in Dubai. And we put three objectives: allow RTA to control operations of the VTP, capture vehicle test information and data, and providing strong operating procedure or control on the test centers. Implementation of CIS, we have identified the improvement that we need the improvement. We analyzed the process, internal process in RTA, and also we conducted a benchmark with different countries. We developed an optimal solutions. We think about what is the optimal solution on that, and we have developed that. We have implemented that solution, which is the CIS. Currently, we are checking the implementation for that, and we are planning for the next step to standardize this solution and also plan for the future. When we implement the CIS, we have different stakeholders. Internal stakeholders, internal players, and also external players. We have internally, we have different departments in RTA. RTA is a big organization. We have different departments: IT, financial, customer service, vehicle licensing, monitoring, and enforcement. Also, the external players played a big role on succeeding this project, especially our vehicle testing partners and their collaborations, and also vehicle testing equipments. We have 4 different vehicle test equipments which we work together in order to make this system a reality. And that was a challenge, to have 4, one of the challenges that we have to have 4 different test equipments needs to be integrated to a unified system. This is the operating model for CIS system overall. The CIS system as overall, it integrated with backend systems. Backend systems, which is the VTB, Vehicle Testing Partner Systems. It integrates with e-traffic, which is the system that is used for registration. Also Vehicle Safety Database, which is a database for monitoring and enforcement that has been established to detect the heavy vehicles defects. And also telecom operators, which we are using GSM in order to communicate and integrate with the system through internet. In the test process itself, we defined that we need in the booth we need an LBR camera. This LBR camera should capture the plate number, should identify the vehicle, should understand this vehicle, its specifications. Also, it will distribute that vehicle randomly into the appropriate testing lane. For example, no vehicle, for example, the vehicle, if it is a light vehicle and we have a light testing lane and heavy testing lane, it will distribute it to the light testing lane also. If we have multiple testing lanes there, the CIS system in the boot operator, it will understand the requirement for that vehicle and distribute it into the appropriate lane there. In the testing lane, we have an IP camera that captures the vehicle in the test lane, and this is to control the fraud cases, let's say, and to make sure that the vehicle is there on the testing. If later on we need to know that does the vehicle there exists in the test lane or not, we can review the pictures being taken, and this is more than the CCTV camera. It is being used later on as a CCTV camera by monitoring and enforcement, where we established a control room there. Also, we were thinking at earlier stages of the system that the system should be handheld device enabled, meaning that it should be work on handheld devices at later stages. At that time, handheld devices was not one of the top technologies, just started. But at that time, we see that opportunity that we can use that handheld devices. So we developed the system in order to work on handheld devices. Monitoring and enforcement inspectors also need to have a handheld device in order to go and audit the test. Also, customer service area. We thought about the customer from end to end. We thought that the customer, he doesn't know where his car has been parked. So we entered the parking number on the system. The customer can know now where his car is parked after the testing centers, and the certifications will be issued for him. After implementing this system, we think that the system has achieved higher customer satisfaction. In 2009, our customer satisfaction survey showed around 76%. It increased lately to 95.5. It is not the CIS, it's one of the efforts that has been added in order to do that. We think that the CIS system reduced car inspection waiting time. We will be able to measure the waiting time in the inspection lane itself. We will be able to measure the waiting time when the customer finished until it gets the certification. We will be able to measure all these tests after implementing the system and control the operations and enhance the operation gradually. We also reducing customer efforts, meaning that we have more than now currently more than 39 integrated sites. 39 integrated sites. The customer can go to one site. If he failed, he can go to another site in order to do the retest. Previously, it was scattered. He cannot do that. So he has to go to the same center that he did the inspection on it. Using the CIS system, it reduced customer effort and also enhanced the customer trust by standardizing the parameter, the testing parameter, the failure rate for each center. We have, as I said, more than we have 4 testing equipments, and it is in addition we have a new one coming. So we need to have a standardized parameter there. We think that it increased customer trust on that. We have currently more than 132 monitored lane, where we can monitor each and every lane, what is being performed in each lane, and what are the inspector that is performing the inspection at that time. We have a standardized timing process. We can now calculate, as I mentioned earlier, the standard time for that and the parameter. One of the initiatives that has been introduced in Dubai is environmental green zones and environmental initiatives. One of that is measuring CO2 and emissions from the vehicles. And odometer readings was one of that part, and accurate odometer reading was an essential benefit from the system. Also, we have higher level of satisfaction. We think that the system has benefit RTA by increasing effectiveness and efficiency of the monitoring and enforcement staff, of our staff, and the partner side itself. Also, the administrative work, meaning that previously to generate a report, it was an effort. It was around half a month effort. You need to go and collect in each site a report, and after that you need to analyze that report. So that was a big challenge previously. So we think it has reduced that effort. It improved by that it improved our decision-making process, and by that we think that we have zero-error program. Why? The pass and fail now is not calculated by the inspector; it is by the system. So the inspector should just say that what he saw on the vehicle, and the system will calculate if the vehicle has been passed or failed the test inspection. We can change the vehicle inspection test results at, let's say, our fingertip. It's just a configuration on the system, just 10-second, 1 minute job. We can change the vehicle inspection test and pass criteria in all over the centers that we have, the 39 centers that we have. We now have a central bank for vehicle inspection information, where it will help us on our decision making. And CIS system has a communication module where we think it facilitates the communication between us and other parties, our partners, our customers, and even the inspector. In the system, you can send a message to an inspector, and you can send a message to a specific inspector. For example, and this is in the future, for example, if we saw that this inspector is failing too much, he has high fail rate in tires, for example, we can send him a specific message warning. You are failing too much tires, please consider that. It means that we are monitoring him. We need him to improve himself. We need the sites to improve their stuff. It enhances the frequently management audits, means that monitoring and enforcement, and the way that monitoring and enforcement is auditing the vehicle testing centers. Currently, all the centers that are distributed in all over Dubai, all the data is coming into the RTA headquarters. Key feature of the CIS, we have an appointment management system there. We have implemented that. It is available on a handheld device. It has a partner information management for all the partners, all the information about the partners, or all the hierarchy of the partners. What are the manager? What are the site manager? What are the contact details of all the partners are there? We have the staff for the centers there. We have the inspector themselves there. They should be having an account on the CIS system. We have dashboards and reports where we generate data. We have user access, and this is essential. We have accreditation program, meaning that any inspector that do the inspection, he should be accredited. He should have accreditation from RTA, and no one should test or use the system until he has accreditation. So the user and access management was a key player to establish and governance that behavior. Governance, compliance, and communication management. I spoke earlier about the communication between us and our testing centers, and also inspection process and configuration. The inspection process itself, it is configured. It is configurable. You can change it. You can have the visual inspection after the automatic inspection, and vice versa. You can play with it. Now, after implementing the system, we could have or see average waiting time per each center. We removed the center names for confidentiality. But this helped us a lot in determining where is the centers that we need to focus on. What are the centers that we need to tweak? What are the centers that we need to send our customers to? This shows us the center utilization for each and every center here in Dubai. This is a sample on that. And also center efficiency. And one part of that is the top failing reasons. One of the key benefits of that, we could identify what are the top failing reasons in Dubai for Dubai cars and Dubai vehicles. And it shows us that chassis and attachments, this test is having more value than that, followed by axles and wheels, followed by lighting equipments. And under chassis, we find that engine was 30%, chassis 30%, gears and differential is 12%, fuel tanks pipe 9%, and mud fleet and body 8% and 1%. This gives us an insight what are the things that we need to focus on. And thank you.
Thank you very much. Indeed, that was very interesting indeed, some very useful information there, and very insightful in terms of the failure rates and whether we're having wonderful output from the system. And the IMI is very interested in that because of our own involvement with the Driver Vehicle and Safety Authority back in Britain. There may be some questions. You have any questions, Mr. Ballard?
Hi, it's Steve Schofield. I just wondered how you take on board new inspectors, what sort of qualifications, or how you take new people in to be an approved inspector.
We have a standard. We have a standard that we are following. This standard emphasizes that the inspectors need to have certain qualifications, and also they need to take a test. And this test is performed by RTA and our engineers. That I think Mr. Sami can.
Good afternoon. My name is Dr. Sami. I'm working to Vehicle Licensing Department, Senior Specialist. First of all, we have a scheme for accrediting the inspectors. The most important thing to qualify an inspector, he should be from the industry. He should have either diploma in automotive engineering or bachelor. We have some inspectors who's having bachelor automotive engineering and having a wide range of experience. And we have an internal test. He has to apply for that test. We have a practical test and theoretical test. In the practical test, we are testing his skills, how he's dealing in the vehicle, and in the theoretical, we are testing his knowledge. That's our criteria. Thanks.